pictures, no pictures. Stop.
It's just, look at her fancy trash can. I'm used to just a black trash can from Walmart, the cheapest I can find.
I have one of those in the garage. You want to check them out?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Okay, come on.
Let me show y'all how this worked though. Didn't know it could work like that.
Come with me, Cribs. MTV Cribs.
Don't mind that, she's getting things refurbished. Cousin,
What's happening?
Come on, MTV Cribs. So, when I had started from the bottom, I was here, baby. I was here. Ooh, and I actually stole it from my other apartment. I technically didn't steal it. They charged me $25. So.
Oh girl, that's more than I would have paid for it. Definitely yours. And this is cleaner than most trash cans, so I just want to give you.
Oh. Yeah. Mixtape coming out soon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be waiting on it. You know, so we gonna drop a little.
What's the name? What's the rapper name?
Man, don't rap a lot. No. That's somebody else shit. Don't wrap it up records.
Don't wrap it
up records, man.
Don't wrap it up records.
Cause we wrong with
it. 2023. Don't wrap. We all in there.
Man.
Honestly, do not post that nowhere, man.
It's that does not need to be revealed, you guys. But
You know it's so funny. She called me a good Can you hit that light? Insider.
thank you. Go ahead and explain. So what you need to know. What's being weird?
That's all you.
No, I'm not talking about nothing. That's over here.
Okay, tomatoes, right?
It's just stew.
Stew.
So basically just stew. Tomatoes, onions, peppers, and then some special seasoning. That's it.
It's my special season.
Alright, so in a minute it's just gonna turn darker. We'll have the oil sit at the top, and then we're good to go.
Is this like your meal prep?
No, it's just stew because Dev wanted stew, so I just made stew.
Des wanted soup. Stew.
That's it. It's easy because now she doesn't have to look for any sauce to eat like her food with. You know what I mean? So you can eat it with rice, potatoes, zucchini squash, or spaghetti squash, zucchini, anything. And then over here is just pepper that I'm gonna use for seasoning.
Y'all see that? This is how y'all need to be eating. You know, y'all want Chick-fil-A with the deluxe. It's crazy. How does it feel?
Why are you so in my face? How does what feel?
I'm really not. You're at a distance.
How does what feel?
To be having a meal like this prepared.
Feels amazing. He prepares all of my food.
Wow. More filming, you guys. Love it. I'm trying to hit 10 minutes.
Look at this.
Okay.
So, I guess since we're here, why are you in my face with that camera? You right. What from Sonic?
They Sunday from Sonic.
That is so greedy.
I don't care.
That is so damn greedy.
Every day around 12, I go to work, get off.
I worked today in a minute. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're finna get me demonetized, even though I'm not monetized.
First of all, I don't think that word with all the words
You're
gonna
not
do it.
Let's talk about it. Hold on.
Here. I guess I would tell you how I went vegan. Originally, I went vegan. I was not trying to go vegan. I was just fasting. So let's start there. I wasn't trying to go vegan. No, I was just fasting. And my prayer to the Lord was like, oh, I want to be able to control my body and my body not control me, right? Like every time I see food, I want it. Or every time I crave something, I eat it. Or every time I see, I'm like, oh, you know, that type of thing. So it was a fast. Went on this fast, and for 14 days I only ate. So for the first 3 days I only ate almonds and water. I only ate almonds and drank water. And then after those 3 days, I would only drink so it was easy because I wasn't hungry after the 3 days. So then after those 3 days, I think for the next like 7 to whatever days, it would be water and almonds in the day, and then it would only be salad at night. Then after a while, after the 14 days ended, I think I started to eat salad in the day too. But after the 14 days ended, the things that my body wanted just wasn't me. I was so light and I was so small. I lost 15 pounds in 14 days. And so I was so light that I was like, man, I don't want nothing heavy. And I didn't have a craving for it. So I would just keep making food, just veggies. Literally, I would eat like a pan of like bell peppers and onions. But it was what my body would crave.
You would saute them or?
Yeah, I would saute them.
With vegan burger?
Broccoli, whatever. People would say this stuff is not a real veggie, whatever. That's what my body was like. That's what I ate. So, did that for the longest. And then I became a flight attendant. When I became a flight attendant, I had to become a pescatarian because, child, I was eating so much fruit and all of that you gonna eat. Going country to country, like there was no solid food. Like I couldn't, one of my routes that were like constant was Mexico. Mexico cooked everything in pork fat, pork lard. So I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. So I couldn't eat their beans. I don't eat rice. Like I've never liked rice like that. So no, I was never a rice girl. Unless I was little. When I was little, I would eat a little rice and sugar with a little butter on it. But I wasn't eating enough. So I don't really like rice. So I didn't have anything to eat. So I had to go to seafood. Started eating seafood. Got thick immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went from being petite.
So is that how?
And I'm not a BBW, but I mean, like, I started to grow in a voluptuous way. So that was okay, but I know fried foods didn't work for my body. I would bloat a lot. So it was just me learning what works for my body, and I think that it's very different for everybody. So people who just put out like these meal plans and tell you, oh, have a meal plan, it works. If chicken bloats you, then you shouldn't be eating chicken. If fish bloats you, like shrimp bloats me, I can't eat shrimp like that. I don't like salmon. Salmon bloats me. Really? But I can eat whitefish. Whitefish is like cod and different things like that. So you have to know what works for your body. One thing that fuels my body, like nothing else, beans. My body loves beans.
I'm a black bean. I'm a brown bean. I'm the type to go to Chipotle and give me a little bit of both.
Yeah, so beans like just fuel me. I can eat beans all day and be fine. Some people eat beans and have gas. I don't have gas. Some people eat beans and they feel huge. That's not my story. So I also found out some people should eat by their blood type. So that's another thing to study. And
I was talking about that.
It's a whole other situation. But from there, I was just learning what a true well-balanced meal is. A true well-balanced meal is something in each food group. So you go protein, carbs, and veggies. You want more protein than everything because protein helps build up the bonds in your body. Yes.
I mean, yeah.
So you want more protein to fuel your body. Carbs, again, carbs are fuel. You want good carbs. They break down as energy in the body. So if you have a simple carb and it breaks down and you don't have energy, it's because that's not a good carb, which is why people eat and have the itis.
Let me tell y'all, I used to sit on the couch with them 2 honey buns watching my favorite show.
Them 2 honey buns.
And I'll be knocked out in the next 20 minutes. Not full.
Yeah. So the itis comes from you eating so many bad carbs. Why does the light look like it dims and goes in and out?
It does that, but it's just because we're goddesses.
Oh gosh, okay. But yeah, so I just saw you when you got in it, the light looked different. See, it brightens up.
I'm just that girl.
So is it that dark when you move away?
Maybe you just gotta come in.
That's crazy.
You know the camera like to play tricks.
Playing games. So anyway, so when you have Thanksgiving dinner and you have macaroni and cheese, cornbread, sweet potatoes. When you put all of that on a plate, that's a lot of carbs on one plate. Again, we talk about portion control. People will eat a whole plate of damn near carbs.
I'll eat a whole plate of mac and cheese by itself.
Dirty rice. Dirty rice. So your carb to protein content is just completely off. Now, again, protein is for your muscles, right? So if you trying to grow big, like say for some example, somebody's small and they're trying to get thick, or you're trying to grow your butt, or you're trying to do all these different things, you need protein. Carbs is what makes you look real flat in different areas.
At least make you look flat.
Nope, don't make you look flat there. That's where it won't make you look flat.
Carbs. You gonna make somebody look flat? Let me right
No,
here.
when they say flat, your muscles.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I think about the secret.
No. So carbs, when I say they make you look flat, that thing, you can't grow your muscles with carbs. Like not.
You mean square booty?
I just said flat. Again, if you want to grow your muscles, you need protein. You need an adequate amount of protein. Again, carbs also plays a role, but they play a different role in the body, and a lot of it is energy. And so you need to maintain, when it breaks down into energy or sugars. What type of sugar that breaks down to is important. So if it's a simple carb, it's turning into fat. If it's a good carb, it's turning into energy. If it's too much carbs, period, it's breaking down. Your body is trying to process. So every time you put something in your body, it's working, right? There's this process that's taking place. If you put, let's use alcohol. If you drink too much alcohol, the reason you either throw up or you either go straight to sleep is because your body has to shut down, like technology, like machine. Your body shuts down because it's saying, I can't work while you're awake. I need you to sit down. So it shuts you down, and then it goes to work and it tries to break down this alcohol. Alcohol is actually pretty hard to break down when you take too much of it.
How about wine?
Same. They're all a carb.
No.
They're all a carb. So let's
Is
say
it harder to break down though than hard liquor?
Yeah. I won't say hard liquor you can break down just as you break down wine, right? Again, what's harder to break down is a mixed drink.
Oh, really?
Yes, your body is
your
body's doing a distribution system, right? This is a vegetable, it goes here. This is a carb, it goes here. This is protein, this goes here, right? So if it's a protein, okay, we need to feed our muscles. So it'll go where it needs to go. Oh, this is a veggie. Oh, we need that lower belly fat, veggies. You want to get rid of it? Okay. Now we have fueled her body with veggies. Veggies also have a lot of water. So now it's breaking down and it's filtering out water into your body. Carbs. Okay, is this a good carb or is this a bad carb? If it's a good carb, okay, I'm going to break down its energy. Is there already too much fat storage? This is what, you know what I'm saying? So it starts to do its distribution system. So the same thing is with alcohol. When it starts to break down a mixed drink, let's say a margarita, tequila, what is tequila? I'm not sure what this is, right? Some things are foreign and don't go in the body. So boom. This is tequila. Tequila now is already a liquid, so now I have to try to break this down in its molecular form, kind of. And then, oh, well, this is juice. Well, this can't go the same place. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to identify what these things are that's going in your body. So your body is doing an identification process. When we were just talking to our cousin outside, Philip was just saying a lot of the things that we make are based on the human body. So for example, the way that we hear, what did he say? He said a headphone is the opposite of the ear, right? So hearing is input. A headphone is output. What else did he say? A speaker is output. Like a microphone is the microphone is the opposite of the ear.
Okay.
A speaker is the ear. Right? So the way that humans are designing mechanics, they're designing mechanics almost based off the human body. So again, when we look at a facility, a distribution facility, they figured out how to distribute in a facility based on how we distribute in the body. So humans aren't making anything. Humans are literally remaking humanity, but in inanimate objects. Does that make sense?
That's great.
Right. I agree. So it's the same thing with the food breakdown. So your body is trying to break down foreign things. So if, let's say for a vacuum cleaner, say for example, you take in a bobby pin, it's going to spit it out. A vacuum cleaner is not going to keep a bobby pin out. It has to be a big vacuum cleaner that is able to suction that in. But if you haven't noticed, when you vacuum, it will spit out things that it doesn't need. We're basically remaking, inanimate objects that have human-like qualities. So it's the same with food, knowing what your frame can take. So like I can do the vacuum comparison to your small vacuum. Maybe you can't suck everything in. You're bigger. It's like people who are taller. They could definitely eat more than people who are much smaller, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Everybody's genetic makeup is different, and so genetics play a huge role in what you can and cannot take in. So there are some things that I just can't take in. Meat was never my thing. And I used to eat a lot of meat. And I won't say that it wasn't my thing.
You just wasn't fond of it.
It wasn't, no, it didn't suit my body like that. And I think it didn't start, I guess, it didn't suit me the older I got. So when I got like, boom, I'm coming into like my later 20s, it's kind of like, this doesn't feel right. I have an acne. I had adult acne, and that got really, really bad. That's kind of another reason that I stopped eating. I can't eat dairy.
Yeah.
I can't, my body. So that was another thing. I went and got a, it's kind of like a colonoscopy, but it's not a colonoscopy. I feel like doctors prescribe that.
Is that where they take you through? Like, suck on the...
That's when they go on their backside.
Baby, I need that.
So that's when they go on the behind.
That's okay.
But so what happened was I ended up going to get what they call a hydro flush. You have to be very careful with a hydro flush, because what I realized is it takes your good and your bad bacteria out of your colon, and you need good and bad bacteria in your colon. And so she flushed my colon. Well, when she flushed my colon, that's a real colon cleanse. What I realized is you're not supposed to clean your colon. Cleanse your colon. No, I think, so they say 80% of all diseases start in the colon, which is a good reason to clean it. But she was in my colon. Like, this isn't like a colon cleanser. Most colon cleansers are not true colon cleansers. They just tell y'all that. This was a true colon cleanser, like, she in the back of the back, getting it out. Well, what started to come out, and you can see everything that comes out. I might have a video that you can attach here. But mucus. It was like hard mucus that was coming out of me.
Oh, I gotta see this.
So as this mucus is coming out, she's like, I started to get very hot. So she puts the water in at room temperature, which is the same as your body. Whatever the temperature of your body is, which is like 90. When you take a temperature, it's like 90. I think the average is like 97 point whatever. So that's the water temperature she puts inside of you. Well, I kept having to cool the water off. She kept having to make the water colder and colder because my stomach, everything was so toxic in my stomach. So my stomach started to actually get hotter the more she tried to flush it. I almost felt sick. She had to put 60-degree water inside of me because I was like getting so hot. But I had so much mucus and so many parasites that it was ridiculous. I don't know if I was able to catch a parasite, but I know I caught mucus for sure. I think for sure. I'll see if I can get you the clip. But that's when I started to really be intentional about the stuff that I put into my body. So, things like the way you eat is just really important. Also, your fruit and protein and vegetable content compared to your carb, because fruits and vegetables are a carb as well. Well, fruits are a carb as well.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted a well-balanced meal, you could eat vegetables, protein is all of your meats. I try not to do too many protein shakes. You want real food.
Yeah.
But fruit, protein, vegetables, that's a well-balanced meal.
Okay.
You actually don't need, when people think of carbs, they be like, carbs aren't bad. No, fruit isn't bad. You eating rice probably isn't good. Also, rice, if I'm not mistaken, is a simple carb. Yeah. So there's, and again, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll put a caption at the top. But so there's so many different, no, carbs aren't bad, but you need to first know what a carb is. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know what a carb is, you'll think you can eat Sour Patch Kids. And maybe there's a time to eat simple carbs, right? So I found out that a great time to eat simple carbs is after you do legs. After legs, your body wants simple carbs after legs. It can process it better. It can process it easily, and it goes nowhere. Like, it doesn't affect you. So after you do a heavy leg day or a back day, or like a huge muscle group, after you do that, you can then have a simple carb, but immediately after it. So after leg days, I would eat Oreos and have a protein shake. Literally did. Nothing happened.
Y'all heard that? If you want your simple carbs, you gotta do something. You gotta work for it. Me personally, I'm trying to stay away from all that stuff because if I have one, I want two. And if I have two, I may want 20. So no, your limits.
And that's another thing. Yeah, you need to know, be disciplined and know yourself. We eat things as if we can never eat them again.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be like, oh no, I need to eat this whole honey bun right now because what if I never get another honey bun? It's like, let's relax.
Get out my head.
Yeah. It's like, let's calm down. You can eat this stuff again. Actually, if you do it right, you can eat this stuff as often as you like, but in moderation, and everything should be done in moderation. So I think that we have to stop eating like somebody's stealing our food. Now, if somebody's really stealing your food, I do understand. However, majority of us, or many of us, are not experiencing somebody stealing our food. So it's like, calm down.
You know what? I be on Instagram and I be seeing y'all. I'm not gonna say y'all because it's not y'all necessarily, but I be seeing people post their snacks and they'll go to Dollar General. They'll have like 2 bags of hot Cheetos, a Taki, a whole package of Oreos, some Gushers, and whatever other snacks on top of that with some Fanta. And that's what they eating for that day.
That's crazy.
And then they'll have never mind.
Long story short.
Yeah, long story short, our body is a temple, you guys.
Again, you are absolutely right.
And I want to live to see 90 and 100 and not be full of diseases with no teeth. I'm trying to live. I'm just saying.
That stuff does break down the enamel on your teeth. How much you can truly process, how much you can take in. Why is not smoothing in? But yeah, you do have to be careful and stop looking at people who are like much skinnier and saying, oh, why can't I eat as much as them? Skinny people have high cholesterol and diabetes too.
Yes. Just because you're skinny, you ain't healthy.
Yeah, like your weight class doesn't make you healthy. And so I think it's very imperative to know, again, what works for you, what works for your body. Don't be out here trying to do what everybody else is doing. Eat to be satisfied, not to be full. Greed is a hell of a thing.
It is. And listen, I know we eat when we're sad.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I'm not gonna say all of us, but I definitely used to live
eater.
there. I'm a bored eater. I'm an emotional eater. I'm a because it's very eater. I'm a because it's a free eater. Like if somebody's saying it's free, when is this moment gonna come again? Let me eat.
So I found I eat BS when I'm hungry and there's nothing else around.
Yeah.
So I actually, when I say hungry, I'm talking about when I get to like real hunger, is when I'm like, I want some chocolate covered pretzels.
And it's so convenient.
And so I could stop at a gas station for that. It's hard to find good food anywhere else. So when I get hungry, and again, I'm not talking about, oh, I think I feel I'm hungry. No, when I'm like,
You can fall
I'm
out.
about to die here. Yeah, then that's when I start craving those simple carbs a whole lot more.
You know what I crave when I'm on the road? Some Cheez-Its in the white cheddar.
Cheez-Its.
But I try to stay away. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, but I don't consume a whole box now. I'll eat the little packages if I get really hungry.
I don't consume a whole box.
And you know what's crazy? Let me just say this. Start looking at the what's that called on the box? Not the ingredients.
The calories.
The calories. What's another?
The calorie breakdown.
Breakdown. Whatever in it. You guys, you know I was eating like maybe 700 calories from Cheez-Its box.
Ain't that crazy?
And would have never thought.
Go and download MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal, and you get to log all of your food and what you're eating. I was about to take a quarter of a shot, not even a whole shot, a quarter of a shot, and it was 150 calories.
Get out of here.
It was a no for me.
When you can crack you some eggs, maybe that's 20 calories in the eggs. I don't know.
65 calories in one egg.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought
Which
it
is
depends
good.
on different eggs.
It does, but for the most part, on average, it's about 55 to 65 calories.
Okay.
Which is good because it's all protein.
Right.
So the thing with taking 150 calorie shot is it's all carbs, and it's going to turn into fat, not energy. So you're not getting. It's an empty calorie.
And you still gonna be hungry after. That's crazy.
You're definitely gonna be hungry afterwards.
I used to eat my 2 honey buns. Baby, what's up with me and these honey buns? I don't know. But I used to eat my honey buns and I'll still be hungry. So I ordered a pizza. Did not just expose myself like that.
Give me a rubber band.
But it's a life for a lot of us, isn't it?
Yeah. It is real life. One at the top, straight ahead.
Girl, I'm looking at her girls. Tell me 1 or 2.
1, 2. Now that you ask. Thank you.
Yeah, his point is, you can't want something and not work for it.
That is facts.
You can't want to say that you want to live life and live long, and you eating like you don't got no sense.
Not even just that.
No,
Ask yourself, why am I eating this? Like, it's the same way as women. We be like, oh, why would men just settle for anybody when they can have, somebody good, or they have somebody good at home? Same. Why would you settle for a BS meal when you can have a full one? Why are you the same reason that men just will mess with anybody sometimes, not all men. This is not a generalization. But the reason why someone will mess with anybody, because they're lazy, right? Same reason why we just eat anything, because we're too lazy to get up and cook. It's the same situation. So you have to ask yourself, am I literally just depriving myself of something's wrong with you? But am I literally just depriving myself of a decent meal because I'm lazy?
Oh, laziness is a drug. Not a drug. It's a disease.
Yeah, it's more of a disease.
I have ate once throughout this whole 2 weeks. I ate out once, and it was a well-balanced meal.
Yeah.
I didn't eat just junk. And it feels good to say I went home and cooked, and I saved my money. If you can't do it because you want to be healthy, save your money.
Yeah. And to agree. And especially because, and this is the thing with eating out, you don't know what people are cooking in their grease. You don't know what type of grease they're using. You don't know what type of seasoning they're using. The amount of grease, oil that goes onto some foods, even at your mom and pop hole in the wall. They cook in the Crisco's and vegetable oils that you probably don't cook with at home, when you can use something as simple as like a sesame seed